Hey everyone, so this is my entry for the Doom-Deez 200 sub contest. It took me a while to decide what artists I wanted to highlight for the Dooms question. And I ended up deciding that Nei Ruffino is who I was going to show covers for. Honorable mention to Art Germ. I almost went with Art Germ, but decided to go with someone who I thought needed a little more exposure. Nei Ruffino is actually a really well-known colorist. Most J. Scott Campbell books are actually her colors. I'd say 8 out of 10 of them, she's actually the colorist on those books. But for my 5 books, I wanted to focus on books that she actually drew and colored. So the first one I'm showing is Champions #1, Most Good Hobby variant. This is done by her. It's a nice homage to the first Vision cover. Has the original Champions down at the bottom. Second book by her, Red Sonja #1. It's a New York Comic-Con Midtown Comics exclusive. Just look at that. It's a beautiful book. And then the last two, I say last two because I actually only have 4 books of hers, but look at any J. Scott Campbell book and you're likely seeing her colors. These are connecting colors for Xena, Warrior Princess. These are 1 in 500 variants from Jesse James Comics, done by her. That's her signature. Most J. Scott Campbell covers have that on them. Why don't you look at this one for now? But she's really sort of underappreciated, I feel like. She was a tattoo artist for 5 years before she got into comics, and then she was a colorist for several years, mostly for J. Scott Campbell, but also for some DC books as well. And then a few years back she started doing her own covers, and I've pretty much loved everything she's put out. So definitely look into her. I'd be curious to see how many of your J. Scott Campbell books are actually colored by her. And then for Freddie's question, he wanted to know what the hardest book I've had to look for. Currently, that's Werewolf by Night 32. I've been looking high and low for that book, and I can't seem to find one at a good price. Just going to keep looking. I had seen one, but when I went to get money for it at a con recently, I came back and someone had picked it up, so that was kind of heartbreaking. Freddie's also wanted to know what are my thoughts on slab or not slab books. Typically, I prefer not to slab my books. I like what they look like in Mylar. But the one exception is for signed books. This one's signed by Stanley right here. I like to have all my autograph books slabbed if I can. But other than that, I really prefer not to have them slabbed. I like being able to take them out and look at them, and I actually like the way Mylar looks more than the slabs do usually. But yeah, I think that's it. Congrats to both of you on 200. You guys are still gaining subs quickly, so I'm sure there will be more coming from you real soon. Best to you both.